The greatest quarterback on the planet. 3 Super Bowls. 2 MVPs. A legacy that's already Hall of Fame worthy. But what if everything you thought you knew about Patrick Mahomes was built on a carefully crafted illusion? What if the real story, the one the NFL doesn't want you to hear, reveals something far more shocking? In 2017, scouts called him a work in progress. They said he had bad habits and a non-repeatable process. They thought he'd be good, maybe even great, but nobody saw this coming. Not even his biggest supporters. But that's not what really happened. What the experts missed, what everyone missed, is a secret so massive, it changes everything we know about the NFL's biggest star. And now, the truth is finally coming out. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at Patrick Mahomes the same way again. Patrick Mahomes stands at the summit of professional football. 3 Super Bowl rings. 3 Super Bowl MVPs. 2 NFL MVP awards. A $500 million contract that made him the highest-paid player in sports history. He's everywhere. Commercials, magazine covers, Netflix documentaries. The face of the NFL. The heir to Tom Brady's throne. The quarterback who redefined what's possible on a football field. His image is flawless. The gunslinger from Texas Tech who silenced every critic. The quarterback who throws no-look passes and scrambles like a running back. The family man with the picture-perfect wife, 2 kids, and a white picket fence. But that perfect image is a lie. Or at least, it's only half the story. Behind the smile and the highlight reels, something darker was brewing. Something the NFL, the media, and even Mahomes himself have been desperately trying to hide. It started 8 years ago, long before the Super Bowls, the MVPs, or the commercials. It started in a draft room. With a lie. The Kansas City Chiefs knew something nobody else knew, and they were willing to do whatever it took to keep it secret. In the spring of 2017, the Chiefs held the 27th overall pick. They needed a quarterback. Andy Reid needed a franchise player. And Brett Veach, the Chiefs' personnel director, was obsessed with a kid from Texas Tech who threw footballs like they were baseballs. He starts filming it and starts shooting it over to Andy. Titans GM Mike Borgonzi later revealed. Andy's probably like, you know, dude, it's May right now, slow down. But he was relentless with it. Veach saw something nobody else saw. But here's where the story takes a dark turn. The Chiefs knew they couldn't just draft Mahomes at 27. Other teams were circling. The Saints, the Cardinals, the Texans. All of them were eyeing the same quarterback. So the Chiefs did something desperate. Something that would change the NFL forever. They leaked a lie. We might have leaked out that we were trading up for a linebacker that night, Borgonzi admitted. A deliberate misdirection. A carefully orchestrated deception that fooled the entire league. While other teams scrambled to figure out who the Chiefs were targeting, Kansas City quietly moved up to the 10th pick. They traded with Buffalo, a deal that would define both franchises for a generation. But that's not the shocking part. The shocking part is what happened next, and what the Chiefs discovered about Mahomes after they drafted him. Something that had the entire organization terrified. The pressure on Patrick Mahomes was unlike anything the NFL had ever seen. He wasn't just a first-round pick. He was the quarterback who replaced Alex Smith, a beloved veteran who had just led the Chiefs to the playoffs. He was the quarterback who had to justify a massive trade-up. He was the quarterback who had to prove every scout wrong. And the scouts? They had plenty to say. An NFL draft report from 2017 reads like a roadmap of everything Mahomes supposedly couldn't do. Has developed some bad habits and doesn't have a very repeatable process as a passer. Will have to prove he can operate with better anticipation and be willing to take what the defense gives him. Translation, he was a project. A work in progress. A talented but unpolished quarterback who would need years to develop. If he ever developed at all. Kirk Herbstreit, the legendary college football analyst, admitted he was among the skeptics. If you would have told me that Mahomes is going to be that when he was at Texas Tech, I just looked at Mahomes as like, he's another Texas Tech, throwing quarterback. I thought he'd be a good player, but I never really imagined him becoming what he is. Herbstreit wasn't alone. The scouting community was united in their doubt. They saw a playground style that wouldn't translate to the NFL. They saw a gunslinger who took too many risks. They saw a quarterback who relied on athleticism over technique. And then came the combine. Mahomes' 40-yard dash was nearly 5 seconds, slow for a quarterback. His mechanics were inconsistent. His frame was unimpressive. He's got a dad bod, critics whispered. But that's not what really happened. What the scouts missed, what everyone missed, was something far more important than a 40-yard dash. Mahomes sat on the bench for 15 games as a rookie. He watched. He learned. He absorbed everything Andy Reid taught him. And then, in 2018, everything changed. He threw for 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. He won MVP. He led the Chiefs to the AFC Championship game. He single-handedly transformed the NFL's offensive philosophy. By 2020, he had a Super Bowl ring. By 2023, he had two. By 2024, he was chasing a three-peat, something no team had ever done. The pressure was immense, but Mahomes seemed to thrive on it, until the weight became too much to bear. Here's what nobody is talking about. Patrick Mahomes isn't just the best quarterback in the NFL. He's the most scrutinized, most analyzed, most criticized player in the league. And the criticism is getting louder. After the 2024 season, Mahomes averaged just 6.3 air yards per attempt, ranked 33rd in the NFL. The Chiefs' offense, once the most explosive in football, had become a dink and dunk operation. He's not the same player, critics said. He's lost his edge. The real problem was what Mahomes said after the Super Bowl loss to the Eagles, a defeat so devastating, he called it one of the lowest points of my career. I feel like I didn't play to my standard, especially the struggles that I had early in the season, Mahomes admitted. There's things that I have to get better at, and they kind of showed today on the biggest stage. Those words were honest, raw, vulnerable. But behind those words was a hidden truth that the NFL doesn't want you to know. Mahomes was playing hurt. For most of the 2024 season, Mahomes was dealing with an ankle injury that never fully healed. He couldn't plant his foot. He couldn't drive the ball downfield. He was operating at maybe 70% and still leading the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. But the NFL didn't want you to know that. The Chiefs didn't want you to know that. Even Mahomes didn't want you to know that. Because admitting the injury would have exposed the Chiefs' biggest weakness. Their offensive line was a disaster. In the Super Bowl, the Eagles didn't do anything special schematically. They simply played quarters, crowded Travis Kelce, jumped short routes, and forced Mahomes to hold onto the ball for longer developing routes. The offensive line couldn't give him time. The receivers couldn't get open. And Mahomes, the greatest quarterback in football, looked ordinary. That's stuff you have to live with for the rest of your career, Mahomes said. But the hidden truth goes even deeper. Because the Chiefs' offensive struggles weren't just about injuries or bad luck. They were about a fundamental flaw in how the team was built. The Chiefs were dead last in explosive play rate in 2024, the complete opposite of the explosive offense that defined Mahomes' early career. Their success rate was high because of an efficient run game and Mahomes' ability to convert third and long, not because they were dominating. They were winning by narrow margins, squeaking out victories against lesser opponents. And when they faced a truly elite defense, like Philadelphia's, they got exposed. But the most shocking part is what the Chiefs discovered about Mahomes during this dark period. Something that changed everything. Everything came to a head in the 2025 offseason. The conspiracy theories were everywhere. The referees favor Mahomes. The NFL rigs games for the Chiefs. Mahomes gets special treatment from officials. One official, Sean Hochley, was forced to address the accusations. We treat all players the same in regards to safety fouls. We treat all quarterbacks the same in regards to roughing the passer. Mahomes himself tried to dismiss the rumors. The referees are doing their best to call the game as fair and as proper as they can, he said. But the conspiracy theories weren't the breaking point. The breaking point was the AI deepfake. In the aftermath of the Super Bowl loss, an eerily realistic AI-generated video of Mahomes began circulating online. In the video, Mahomes slammed himself for his performance. He criticized Travis Kelce for being too focused on his looks. He blasted Andy Reid for failing to draft a good enough game plan. The video went viral. Some fans believed it was real. Others realized it was AI-generated. But the damage was done. Mahomes' image, once pristine, was now under attack from all sides. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is that Mahomes has been dealing with these attacks for years. False rumors that he bought a hotel and fired the staff. False rumors that he donated his entire signing bonus to charity. False rumors that he turned down $10 million from Elon Musk. False rumors that his wife was banned from games. False rumors that he cheated on Britney. For years, Mahomes has tried to ignore it. But the cumulative weight of these attacks is taking a toll. And now, for the first time in his career, Mahomes is showing signs of cracking. He's more guarded, less open. The playful gunslinger who once screamed, "You woke up the wrong mother-f***er" at Max Crosby has been replaced by a more cautious, more controlled version of himself. The breaking point came when Mahomes was asked about the conspiracy theories and responded with forced humor. "Who is your favorite ref?" a reporter asked. "That's hilarious," Mahomes said. "All the refs are great. All the refs are great." His smile was wide. His eyes were flat. Because the truth is, Mahomes knows the accusations are unfair. He knows he's earned everything through hard work and talent. He knows the injuries. He knows the struggles. He knows the sacrifices. But the fans don't care. The media doesn't care. They've already made up their minds. And that's the real tragedy. Patrick Mahomes' legacy will never be the same. He's still the greatest quarterback of his generation. He's still got 3 Super Bowl rings. He's still on pace to break every passing record in the book. But now there's a shadow over his career. Not because of anything he did wrong, but because of everything that's been done to him. The injuries, the conspiracies, the deepfakes, the lies. Mahomes has been the subject of more false rumors than perhaps any player in NFL history. And the relentless attacks are taking a toll. But here's the truth that nobody wants to admit. Mahomes is still winning. In 2025, the Chiefs are rebuilding. New offensive line, new receivers, new challenges. And Mahomes? He's still there, still working, still grinding, still determined to prove everyone wrong. He's never going to put a defender in a bad spot by trying to use a loophole in the rules to his advantage, a senior NFL reporter said. That's the Patrick Mahomes we know. The one who plays fair. The one who respects the game. The one who does everything the right way. And that's why this story matters. Because Patrick Mahomes isn't just a football player. He's a symbol of everything that's good about the NFL. The hard work, the dedication, the refusal to give up. But the NFL, the fans, the media, the critics, they've been trying to tear him down. And no one saw that coming. What do you think? Is Patrick Mahomes still the best quarterback in the NFL? Or has the pressure finally caught up to him? Drop your take in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we're just getting started.